Hello, replay viewers. Hi there. These are dancing shoes, and they're very relevant to what I'm talking about today. Okay, so imagine this. I'm 18 years old and I'm in a dance studio. I'm doing a year-long drama and dance course in Dublin, where I grew up, and I trip and fall, boom, flat on my face. And I was so lucky, like I didn't break my nose because it was a hard fall. And, there was a little bit of blood coming out and my head, oh my God, the headache pain was just horrendous. And I started to cry and I was absolutely mortified because, falling, first of all, I'd fallen over. So that was really embarrassing to an 18-year-old. And then, I was in so much pain that I just started crying. But the interesting thing is that I couldn't stop crying. And so the teacher took me to one side and I was like, what on earth is going on with me? I just couldn't get it at all. And the reason why I was crying is totally relevant to why I actually do the work that I do today. So if you don't know who I am, and by the way, for those of you who joined, please comment, say hi. My name is Doyle. I'm the founder of creativeflow.tv, and I help creative business owners, creative entrepreneurs to achieve their goals faster, more profitably, whilst feeding their soul and filling their heart with pride with the work that they do. Now, the interesting thing is that it was a bit of a circuitous journey to arrive to where I am today. I actually, worked as a creative myself. I used to do PR and marketing for big agencies. And then I left. I had a lot of personal changes going on and I got into personal development and growth. And I trained as a life coach and set up my own life coaching business. And I was like, yay, no problem, I can make this work. And I did to some extent, but I also had some challenges. And what I now know is that they were very typical challenges for those of us who are more creative. But at the time I didn't know that. So, yes, I was paid to speak at conferences and the clients that I worked with, loved what I did with them. And I had a business column, I'd good kind of, TV and radio coverage. And I also, got to, paid to speak at conferences, things like that. And I really focused on helping people around their confidence. However, behind the scenes, it was a different story. And the reason is I was lacking structure. Now, I had left the kind of more corporate world and gone, yippee! I don't need to. I remember I took my watch off, and until I got this Fitbit, I haven't worn a watch since, and that was over a decade ago. And I was like, yay, I'm not tied to time. I don't need a watch. I can just get up and go for a walk when I want. And I went to loads of networking events, and I was known by people, and lots of things were great. But I made a lot of typical mistakes. So I did things like when I did something that worked, I didn't repeat it. Why would I do something again? That was boring. So I was constantly reinventing the wheel, and I didn't have a system to attract and convert clients. And I think that is one of the biggest things. Plus I was undercharging for the value that I gave. I was way undercharging. And that just meant I couldn't make my business sustainable. And when the last recession hit, it hit me hard. And I had to kind of temporarily put that business to one side and go and get some consultancy work to pay the bills. And it was tough. It really was. I've got shivers going down my spine right now because it was really hard. This was something that I was so passionate about, and that I had so much fun doing, and it was awful, really, really tough times. And the thing is, I'm talking to clients who are experiencing these kinds of tough times, and even the ones who are successful at getting clients in, they quite often are missing the structure that they need, whether it's around how they structure their time, how they structure building their team, or whether it is around how they structure their prices and their client attraction and conversion engine, which is just really, all that means is what are the things you need to have in place, And then what are the things that you do on a daily and weekly basis to make sure that you have a steady stream of clients. Now, I was really fortunate to come across some amazing training, and I went and did that, and that taught me some very ancient and profound principles which applied to business make a massive, massive difference. And part of that is a personality profiling tool. And I do this with all my clients now, because how do I know what is the best way for you to build your business? Because your strengths might be different to mine, which might be different to that person over there and that person over there. And I think this is one of the challenges that people have. They are overloaded with information and they do not have enough implementation. Okay, so I want you to go from information to implementation, and I can help you to do that. So now I attract clients and I convert them with ease, because for the right people, having this client attraction and conversion engine in place just means that it's easy for the right people to become my client. And I now, charge good prices, and they're going to be going up in the spring, in fact in January, if not before. And I would just like to offer you the opportunity to come and have a chat with me, okay? It'll be, pitch free, unless I think I can help you and you're interested. I won't be talking about what I do, but it'll just give us the opportunity to have a conversation and for me to give you a strategy or a tip or an insight to help you to have a different look at your business. And so that is really what I want to do. So let me just pop this now into, where are we? I'm trying to find this on my page so I can share this. Oh, by the way, please share this out to your connections, because it's really important. I'm on a mission to help creatives to make the transformation into creative entrepreneurs. Like the stories that I've had of a client who, like, what she used to give away for free now charges £500 for, and that's even before they become a proper client. They've also doubled their prices. I've got other clients, who have very similar stories, and I would love that to be your story too. So come and find out what it's all about. And I will drop the link for you here as well. So do you have any questions? Let me know. Pop them onto the comments and I will be happy to answer those. And I am just, here we go. I now have the right place. So, so just typing this in. So get your free consultation. Now I have it down as 15 minutes, but allow half an hour. Usually, sometimes it'll only take 15-20 minutes, but just in case it takes a bit longer, then you can do that. So what you do is you click the link, it brings you directly to my online calendar, and you book in there. And then what you do is, as part of that, is you answer a couple of questions, and that helps me to give the background so that I can research and make sure that I have everything working for you on our session. Okay, I look forward to speaking with you. It's been great to share my story. I'm so happy that there is a happy ending, which is getting better and better every day. And I'd love to help you to do the same. Okay, have a fantastic day. Bye.